What is going on, everybody? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys with Dallas Stewart for the NFL 2021 Week 5 game picks. Dallas, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yep. Last week, Dallas and I went 11-5 on our picks. Not a bad week, and now it's time to get ready for Week 5, starting off with our game, Thursday Night Football. Now, remember what we said in the last video after we beat the 49ers. It's just one game, and it's going to take a lot more than what happened in that game to try to get a win against the Los Angeles Rams, coming in pissed after the way they got manhandled by the Arizona Cardinals. And this game ain't going to be easy, especially, but we cannot come out on offense like we did in the first quarter, being held to -8 yards.
No, we cannot.
Just not a good outing in the beginning of that game, especially in the first half until we got that one drive to tie the game up with the first pass to Alex Collins, and then DK Metcalf had the big pass catch to get us into the red zone. So, yeah, that's basically that. And the Rams, we know they're going to be coming in pissed. They're going to be coming in really pissed, and both offense run very similar. We all know Shane Waldron coming from the Sean McVay coaching tree, pretty much making an exact copy of McVay's offense. So it's similar. It's going to be very similar, but it's which defense is going to come out playing better, because we know they're going to be coming out very pissed after the way they just got shredded by Kyler Murray and that offense of Arizona at home in SoFi Stadium. So this is going to be a tough one, and if we really want to get back in it, this is a game we're going to have to win.
Yeah, no doubt, if we want to stay in the division race.
Yeah, and the games in Seattle, but this game, if we really want to get in it in the division race, because we have all four division teams are playing each other. We're playing the Rams, and obviously the 49ers are playing the Cardinals, but it all comes down to this: can we get pressure on Matthew Stafford, and can our secondary hang with Kupp and Woods and Van Jefferson? And let's not forget, they still have Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, who had a touchdown against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and then also, who had one of the costly fumbles for the Rams? Oh, yeah, Sony Michel coughed it up in the game against the Cardinals last week, too.
Yeah, I haven't taken a look at the highlights yet. I need to watch the highlights just to see how bad they played against the Cardinals.
Well, they did turn it over on downs in the red zone, too, just like they did last year against us in the game where we clinched the division. But, oh, man, this game, I just hope that we can get back on track, but I feel it's going to be a long day against their offense with our secondary. So,
yeah, so do I.
Yeah, do we go superstition again and hope that we win?
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna go with the Rams, and just
Hope we're wrong again.
somehow pull it out.
Yep, I agree with you on that one. So, hope we're wrong. Knock on wood, since my iPad is on a wood dresser. So, knock on wood. Hope that we're wrong again. But, and like we said in the last game picks videos, just because when there's games that, we pick against us, we hope that we want to win the game. We want the Seahawks to win because we're diehard Seahawks fans, but we're not going to be homers. Not like that Allen guy that was commenting on my last video talking shit just because we weren't feeling confident in the game last week. But we still wanted us to win that game very much, but the guy's just a fucking homer. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to tell the fucking truth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you seen his comments on the video, right?
No, I haven't.
That's all right. Forget about it. But let's just hope that we can that our offense comes out firing for all four quarters and not just the first half. Because if we don't come out firing first half the way that we came out against San Francisco, LA might run up the score on us in the first and second quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Up next. Dun, 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 dun. We got the first London game. New York Jets taking on the Atlanta Falcons in London. The Jets coming off of a big upset win against the Tennessee Titans, and the Falcons blowing another lead to the Washington football team with the game-winning touchdown being scored by former Seahawk J.D. McKissick. And what a game that was from Atlanta. But no surprise that the Falcons blew this one. The Jets getting a crazy victory against the Titans. No one expected that coming. Very close games, field goals, and then finally got the touchdowns going. Game went to overtime, and then Randy Bullock just missed the tying field goal to keep overtime going, and the Jets ended up winning that game by 3 points. Man, what a game that was. Tough game. This is a tough one to pick, but I think, what do you think, Dallas? You want to go first on this one? I think I'm going to go Falcons and the Jets to have a letdown.
I think
after
the Jets are going to have a letdown. The Jets, I know the Titans did not have A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, which I think was key to the Jets upset. I think they're going to have a letdown across the pond.
Yeah.
And I think the Falcons bounce back.
Yeah, so both going Falcons in London.
I'm going to take Atlanta to get to 2-3.
Is the game at Tottenham Hotspur, or is it at...
I think it is. Do they still do the games in Wembley, or...
Yeah, someone let us know in the comments if the Jets-Falcons game is in Wembley or Tottenham Hotspur.
I think it's at Hotspur.
We'll wait and see, because that's the first
game
one.
only on NFL Network?
I think it is. All right, we'll wait and find out. I'm pretty sure it may be on Yahoo. I know they've had games on Yahoo before for the London games. All right.
So that's at 6:30 Pacific. Wow.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we got the New England Patriots going to Houston to take on the Houston Texans. The Patriots had a close battle with their former quarterback, Tom Brady. Man, did not think that was going to be as close as the game as it was, but Tom Brady officially became the fourth quarterback all time to beat all 32 teams. And man, what a game that was. Nick Folk the rain pouring down in Boston, and the rain forced him to do a super loud doink at the end of that game. Did you do the doink when that ball hit the upright?
Doink.
Yep.
It made the sound on the broadcast.
Yeah, it vibrated. I swear, that's the kind of sound that could be heard from miles from, probably the world around.
It was just off.
Way off on that kick. Meanwhile, the Houston Texans got obliterated by the Buffalo Bills as expected. That was our lock of the week. Even Mitchell Trubisky, the former Bears quarterback, got in on the action and had a rushing touchdown of his own that game.
They got to rest Josh Allen.
Yep, in garbage time. And the Patriots, I got them bouncing back here. I got Mac Jones getting another win. I got the Patriots bouncing back against the Texans.
Yeah, give me the Patriots to bounce back. The Texans are abysmal.
Big time, man. Hold on, I'm going to drink my water.
Is Davis Mills still starting for them?
I think so. All right, up next we got the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The Lions, man, what the heck was up with that turnover where the guy snapped it and it bounced off of Jared Goff's shoulders into the hand of the Bears defender. And then, meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings had a letdown as expected against the Cleveland Browns. Fairly close, though, 14-7. They were in it most of that game, but then Cleveland was able to take it over and managed to finish strong with a 7-point win. Meanwhile, the Lions just laid an egg against the freaking Chicago Bears. I got the Minnesota Vikings beating the Lions, and the Lions will remain winless, so give me the Vikings.
Yeah, give me the Vikings to get their second win and to drop the Lions to 0-5.
Yep. Up next, we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers suffered their first loss of the season to the Dallas Cowboys, as we expected to happen. Meanwhile, the Eagles, they were kind of in it for a little bit, and then Mahomes and the Chiefs just got it going and were able to pull away and get a 40 to, what was the final score? 40 to 30?
42 to 30.
Yeah, 42 to 30. And Andy Reid got his 100th, was it his 100th win?
Yeah, Andy Reid's, Andy Reid's 100th win as Chiefs coach.
Yeah, and also speaking of a 100th win, Russell Wilson's the fastest quarterback all time in NFL to get to 100 wins in first 10 seasons. Did it faster than any other quarterback in history. Just had to pop back and mention that. I forgot to mention that when we were talking Seahawks versus Rams. But back to this game, Eagles-Panthers. I got the Panthers bouncing back and getting a win, bouncing back after their disappointing loss to the Cowboys. So give me the Panthers.
Yeah, give me the Panthers to get to 4-1. I like them bouncing back against, they're playing another NFC East team.
Yeah. Up next, we got the New Orleans Saints going to Washington, FedEx Field, taking on the Washington football team. The Saints coming off of getting upset at home against the New York Giants. Surprising game, went to overtime. Saquon Barkley just had a big game, 2 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown in overtime. Meanwhile, Washington football team had a major comeback win against the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. J.D. McKissick scoring the game winner with under a minute to go. That was a crazy game, seeing that on Red Zone until the Seahawks-49ers game got started off. I was like, man, this, like, wow. It was like going back and forth, and didn't see the finish of that one. Was like, wow, insane. But I'm going to take the Saints to bounce back against Washington football team. I got the Saints getting the bounce back win.
Yeah, give me the Saints as well to bounce back and get to 3-2. Well, the Saints play back-to-back
NFC East.
NFC East teams, and Washington plays back-to-back NFC South teams.
Yeah, just like
because they played the Falcons last week.
Just like the Panthers playing back-to-back NFC East teams too.
And they were both on the road. Oh wait, no, you said it was in Washington.
The Saints are in Washington, the Panthers are home to the Eagles. The Panthers were in Dallas. But all right.
Yeah.
Up next, we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of heat going on around Urban Meyer, if you've seen that story going on from when they were in Ohio on Thursday, with that Urban Meyer in some heat right now. Meanwhile, the Tennessee Titans got upset by the New York Jets, losing in overtime. I got the Titans bouncing back and dropping the Jags to 0-5. Give me the Titans.
Yeah, give me the Titans to bounce back. I would say they've been one of the disappointments the first 4 weeks, no doubt about it, with their 500 record. And I say they get above 500 this week.
Tennessee definitely gets above 500 this week. Yeah. All right, up next, we got the Miami Dolphins taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. The Dolphins gave the Colts their first win of the season. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers barely escaped Foxborough with a win in Tom Brady's homecoming in New England with that Nick Folk doink heard round the world. And I got the Buccaneers getting. Give me the Buccaneers getting another win. Their Dolphins don't have Tua back yet, right?
No.
Yeah, it's probably still going to be Jacoby Brissett. Give me Tampa.
Yeah, give me Tampa to bounce back, and maybe they'll look better. They've probably been the least impressive 3-1 team I've seen so far.
And didn't the Buccaneers lose another key cornerback in that game too?
I think they might have lost another corner. Yeah, I think it was Charleston Davis. Or Carlton Davis, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Richard Sherman is now on Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And Gronkowski's still out for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And Jamil Dean did not play last week.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're banged up in the secondary.
Yeah, they really are. It's showing. I mean, Mac Jones is getting a lot of good passes off on that Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary and defense. Mac Jones was able to go toe-to-toe with Tom Brady. Just unfortunate that Folk couldn't get the kick in. Yep. All right. Up next, we got the Green Bay Packers going to Cincinnati to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Packers took care of business against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, the Cincinnati Bengals in a tight battle against the Jags in Cincinnati at home, and they didn't even have a single lead until the end of the game when McPherson made the game-winning kick to win it at the end of regulation. That was a surprisingly good game.
Yeah, it was.
But whole different monster now that you're taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers and Devontae Adams and that receiving core of Green Bay and that offense. And also, but the Packers, I think they lost Jaire Alexander to an AC joint injury.
Oh, that's a big loss for their secondary.
Big time.
He's one of their better corners.
He really is. But other than that, though, I got the Packers still holding on to win, though. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, give me the Packers to make it 4 in a row. This should be a good game, though.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Cincinnati pulled off the upset.
Yeah. Up next, we got the Denver Broncos going to Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Broncos lost their first game of the season, as expected, to the Baltimore Ravens. They finally took on a good team, and it showed back on Sunday. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, got manhandled by the Green Bay Packers. Ben Roethlisberger, man, the dude, he's not what he used to be, man. It's like, is this still gonna be his last season? I think
it should be.
Yeah, I know
It's something you should consider.
Yeah, some Steeler fans are calling for Dwayne Haskins to start now with Ben getting old.
It's gotten that bad.
Yeah, I think that's what I've seen around the web. So I mean, not really looking too much into Pittsburgh's situation or anything else going on with Ben Roethlisberger. I'm just gonna I think it's best just let it play itself out. But I think the Steelers bounce back and hand Denver back-to-back losses. So give me the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, give me the Steelers as well.
Yeah.
To break this 3-game losing streak and to hand the Broncos back-to-back losses.
Yeah. All right, up next we got the Chicago Bears taking on the Las Vegas Raiders in Vegas. The Bears with a win over the Detroit Lions, and the Raiders lost their first game of the season last night to the Los Angeles Chargers in SoFi Stadium. I just gotta say, how the hell do you have a lightning delay in an indoor stadium?
Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I mean, if there was lightning and anything like that back in the Seahawks Kingdom days, the game would still go on as planned. But what the heck? I mean, the only thing that would have delayed anything with the Seahawks back in the Kingdom days would have been falling ceiling tiles.
Yeah.
But seriously, I mean, what was Kroenke thinking when he built the stadium, having some parts of it let in outdoor stuff and just, I mean, seriously, I mean, how do you have a lightning delay in an indoor stadium? That makes no sense to me.
No.
Absolutely no sense.
You're safest indoors.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense at all, but I guess it's only with the Chargers playing, but it vaulted up the Chargers with the lightning that was shown on TV outside, and the Chargers basically they got hot. They let the Raiders back in it, but then the defense had forced a key interception, and Daniel Carlson missed a key kick, and Justin Herbert's looking pretty good, man, for the Chargers. But the Raiders going up against the Chicago Bears. Man, both teams coming off a loss. I think after dropping one, I think the Raiders bounce back and get a home win at Allegiant Stadium against the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to take the Raiders.
Yeah, give me the Raiders as well. I think they bounce back against the mediocre Bears.
Yeah, agreed. All right, up next we got the Cleveland Browns going to SoFi Stadium to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Hopefully the weather is straight this time and no lightning delay in the indoor stadium like we mentioned. I mean, that's the biggest come on, man, ever.
Yeah.
I mean, lightning delay in an indoor stadium? Come on, man.
Yeah, definitely a come on, man.
Yeah, the Browns, like we mentioned, barely squeaked it out against the Minnesota Vikings 14-7. And the Chargers played pretty good in the first half, let the Raiders in it, but then pulled away late in the second half, winning that game 28-14. And they faked the field goal, too, to do a punt instead. That was kind of a surprise that they decided to trick them, thinking they were going to kick a long field goal and punt them and pin them deep. And then I think it was Derwin James that had the game-sealing interception, or was it just turnover on downs after that? I think it was after the interception where they faked the field goal.
Wow.
Yeah, but other than that, this should be a good game, and unfortunately, though, I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns to get a win in Los Angeles against the Chargers. I'm taking Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm taking Cleveland as well to keep it rolling. They've bounced back after they let that game slip away in Week 1 against Kansas City. So give me the Browns to get to 4-1.
Yeah, they've been rolling, and the defense has been playing pretty good.
It has been playing well.
Greedy Williams had a key interception in that game against Minnesota to help them win it. All right, NFC East battle. New York Giants going to Jerry World, taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants with that surprising win in New Orleans, and the Cowboys handing the Carolina Panthers their first loss. I got the Cowboys rolling. The Cowboys I think the writing's there that the Cowboys are going to win the East, so give me Dallas.
Yeah, give me Dallas. I think the Giants have a letdown.
Yeah. Up next, we got the San Francisco 49ers going to Arizona, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. I think Garoppolo's still going to play. I was surprised, that they mentioned that he left our game with a calf injury. It's like, seriously? I mean, they're saying he got a calf injury? Or what do you think? Do you think they just benched him, or do you believe the calf injury?
I didn't see anything. I think they just benched him.
Yeah, I didn't see any indications of that I didn't see him limping at all during that game. That was just weird.
Neither did I.
And Trey Lance, though, he was giving me some fits, though, while watching the games, though, with his running and just how we let him convert some of those fourth downs and that big pass play to Deebo Samuel, which Deebo Samuel had a hell of a game against us, regardless that we still were able to hand him the L and get back on track with our season. Meanwhile, the Cardinals, they just went in there and manhandled L.A. They manhandled the Rams in SoFi Stadium. That defense played really good, and their offense was fine. DeAndre Hopkins, A.J. Green had a touchdown in that game, and James Conner had a couple of touchdowns. They were forcing some turnovers on the Rams, and I got to take the Arizona Cardinals at home against the 49ers, so give me Arizona.
Yeah, give me Arizona to get to 5-0 and hand the 49ers their third straight loss after starting 2-0.
Yeah. All right.
I'm really impressed with the Arizona right now.
Yeah, but remember, how deep can they run it? Last time they were 4-0 was 2012, and we all know what happened after that.
Yeah, they melted down.
Yeah, so the question is, can they keep it going?
Palmer got hurt that year.
What?
No, I think, they had a bunch. I think their quarterbacks got hurt that year.
Yeah, in 2012.
I don't know if they had Palmer yet. They
did not have Palmer yet, because I remember they had Kevin Cobb and John Skelton.
I think he got hurt that year, and then they had to go with John Skelton.
Yeah, but Arizona, they got it rolling with Kyler Murray, but let's see how much more they can do. Remember, they got to prove it by actually not melting down in the later half of the season and actually making the playoffs.
And I think they actually have to make a deep playoff run.
Yeah, just to prove it to the rest of the NFL world.
Yeah.
All right, up next we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City for Sunday Night Football. This is a game meant for primetime. Both teams coming off of big wins. The Bills shutting out the they shut out the freaking... Texans. Yeah, Houston Texans. My bad. They shut out the Texans 40-0. Meanwhile, the Chiefs, they kind of struggled a little bit against the Philadelphia Eagles, but they were able to pull away eventually. This is going to be a great game, and
rematch of the AFC Championship game.
Yeah. But Mahomes has been kind of having some turnover issues lately. It's weird seeing that,
Yeah, this is probably the game of the week, in my opinion.
Yeah, game of the weekend. Surprisingly enough, I never sleep on Mahomes, but if he turns the ball over, and we know how high-flying the Bills' offense is, I think Buffalo could pull out a win in Arrowhead. I think I'm going to take a shot on this one, and I'm actually going to go ahead and, actually take the Bills. I wouldn't be surprised if Mahomes and the Chiefs somehow manage to pull it off again like they've done in the past few matchups, but I kind of like what Buffalo's got going right now.
Yeah, give me Buffalo as well.
Wow.
I like the way they're rolling after blowing that Week 1 game against Pittsburgh. They're just clicking on all cylinders right now.
Buffalo could possibly be the AFC representative of the Super Bowl.
They easily could. We could see this matchup again, and I would not be surprised if this is the AFC title game again.
Yeah.
Assuming that Kansas City can get things figured out on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Because that's what's killing them right now is their defense.
Yeah, but man, I'm surprised. I thought for sure this is the first time I think that in a long time I think we've ever picked against Mahomes.
Yeah, we don't do it often, but I just like the way Buffalo's playing right now.
Same. I do too, man. I really do. They are just they got potential to be a Super Bowl team this year. Not saying Kansas City still has that potential too, but we'll see how the rest of it plays out. But this has a making to be a good game.
Oh yeah.
All right, Monday Night Football. Indianapolis Colts going to Baltimore, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The Colts got their first win of the season against the Miami Dolphins, and the Ravens handed Denver their first loss of the season as we expected. I think the final was 23-7 in that one. Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, big rainbow catch from Lamar Jackson. Almost somewhat similar, and Chris Berman flashed it back to the 2012 AFC divisional round when Jacoby Jones caught that rainbow pass from Flacco, which sent the game to overtime. Was nothing like that with Marquise Brown, but it was still expected that the Ravens were going to beat Denver in that game back on Sunday during this season. As unexpected as the wild card was, but still, it was But man, I think I'm gonna take Baltimore to bounce back, and I mean I'm gonna take Ravens to get another win, and the Colts are due for a letdown after their first win. So give me the Baltimore Ravens at home, and Lamar Jackson's just running good.
Yeah, give me Buffalo, or give me Baltimore as well. I like the way they've been playing after blowing that 14-point lead in Week 1 at the Raiders on Monday Night Football. And you're right, the Colts are due for a letdown.
Yep, and there you have it. Those are our picks. We went superstition for the Thursday Night Football game. Hope we're wrong. Other than that, we got Falcons over Jets, Patriots over Texans, Vikings over Lions, Panthers over Eagles, Saints over Washington, Titans over Jaguars, Buccaneers over Dolphins, Packers over Bengals, Steelers over Broncos, Raiders over Bears, Browns over Chargers, Cowboys over Giants, Cardinals over 49ers, Bills over Chiefs, and Ravens over Colts. But yep.
Yeah, those are our picks, and we will be live for the first time for Red Zone Reactions. We forgot to mention that.
Yep, this is a Red Zone Reactions week because the Seahawks do not play on Sunday. So stay tuned for the Red Zone Reactions with me and Dallas Stewart starting at 10 a.m. this coming Sunday.
Where we have the paper in hand near the ready, and we have the pencil.
The pencil and paper will be ready, and Dallas will be doing his usual.
Hopefully we have some exciting finishes.
But it's a blowout. But if it's a blowout, what are you saying?
Get that check. Get that check mark in.
I
Put
think
in the check mark.
Yep. Put the check mark in. You always be like
Get that pencil ready.
Yep, and here it is. All right, guys. So, but like I said, knock on wood. Hope that the Seahawks can get a win this Thursday night. 48 hours away from kickoff. I will be at the game. Norbcam will be taking the filming duties for the player interactions. So tune into Norbcam as he's going to have it live as we interact and get the players pumped up for the game. Just hope that, just hope that our defense can show up and do something, but let's hope our offense can mainly do something in the first half against that Rams game. So anyway, Dallas, thank you once again for doing this with me.
Yeah, no problem. Looking forward to the big Thursday night matchup this week.
Yeah. And by the way, this shirt was given to me by Alex Collins in Week 2, the Adversity Killer shirt, by the way. Alex Collins gave me the shirt before the game against the Titans that we lost in Week 2. But anyway, catch y'all later. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks.